Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you very much, as always, for all your questions. Frank is here, Stevie as well. Stevie, where do you think Liverpool will finish next season?
Top 4.
What position do you think Liverpool will finish next season?
Either 3rd or 4th.
Who are you worried about?
Who am I worried about?
Yeah, which team do you think? Well, obviously, City and Arsenal first and second. I think that's a given.
I'm not worried about anybody in particular.
You must be worried about someone because you don't think they're going to.
No, I just think there'll be teething problems, and when there's teething problems, then you drop points. But I don't think they'll drop enough that they won't be in the top 4.
So who would finish 3rd then?
I don't know. If you ask me,
Yeah, I know.
well, City, Arsenal, and Liverpool will be 3 of the 4, right?
Okay.
But if you ask me who the 4th one,
right?
I think there's Chelsea, United, Newcastle.
Villa.
Do Villa do what they do again? Who am I missing? Spurs? The Spurs kick on? I can't put my hat on any of those to be in that 4th spot. I just think those 3 I told you will be 3 of the 4.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. I think you'll finish 3rd, Stevie.
It really is to be determined because we don't know.
It will be determined. That's the excitement of sport, isn't it? See
really
what's going to happen. Very exciting. Frank, Chelsea have more players on their books than an NFL team, and they're linked to more signings. How is that not a recipe for disaster? How can a manager function with a squad of over 50 players?
Well, he won't get 50 players. He will have to make a choice and work maybe with 30 at the max, and then try to work on the player that he just signed, the player that he wants them to leave. So it's complicated. It's of course complicated to challenge everybody and to make sure that everybody is spot on. It's almost impossible. So I think he will have his first 15. That he will make a second choice kind of players, and then sees with the injuries and what the board wants. Because also the board will say, we don't want him to play because we want him to play because we want to sell him, or we don't want him to play because we don't want to see him anymore and we want him to decide to go. So it's complicated for a coach, and nothing is it's already in position. I think the coach is right now trying to find the player that he wants and can work with him in the way that he wants him to work, tactically meaning, and then he will take his decision, get the number, and I say he already has like 20 players, and then he will, for the last 10, decide whether they're going to stay or not, and the 20 others, they will have to go.
I completely forgot Lukaku is still a Chelsea player. So you remind us today. Jorgensen's official, the goalkeeper, has made the move from Villarreal in the last 10 minutes. Yep, that's a nice face.
Again, they've basically got 3 goalkeepers that I don't think any of us are.
They're all 6 out of 10, aren't they?
Well, you're all like, would it make any difference whichever one played? That's kind of what it seems like right now. Now, according to said, the guy Jorgensen, the second part of the La Liga season, he thought he really took off and took a step forward, and that's probably why they've bought him. But other than that, it's kind of much of a muchness, isn't it?
Stevie, if your team is struggling during pre-season, do you experiment by doing different tactics, starting different lineups, or do you let your team work through the struggles?
Well, I think before you even kick a ball pre-season, you figured out what you want to be doing. Right. And you can't just start again after a couple of games if things don't go right. So I think you've got to try and work your way through it. Unless there's always that odd occasion when it's possible that you can see that the players are not buying it.
Okay.
And if
I imagine that's quite apparent, is it?
Yeah. You'll tell by the way they're training, the way they're all hanging about, and
greeting.
The old classic body language.
Oh yes, oh, just such an expert.
If you're a proper coach, you'll smell it.
Right.
And then you've got to find a direction to go in. But 99 times out of 100, you stay focused on what your plan is. And work through it.
Frank, do you still view PSG as the favourites in Ligue 1 now that Mbappe has joined Real Madrid? Which teams do you see as their main challengers?
I have to say that knowing that Mbappe is gone, that I'm already in charge of the Premier League for ESPN, and I have to say that I didn't check out, who could be the contender and
you don't care, Frank.
And the
That's
team
fair
who
enough.
can contest. Well, sorry, I don't care.
You don't care?
Yeah, I think I don't care. I think they are fighting for the rights. I'm very concerned about the Ligue 1. I have some people, friends of mine, working for the Ligue 1, and they say they don't know for the rights right now, the TV rights. They are fighting for it. The great time with Neymar, Ibrahimovic, then Messi, of course Mbappe before, Cavani, all those players, even Sanchez, is kind of past. And the light on the Ligue 1 will be absolutely minimum, I think, this season. So Paris Saint-Germain is going to win it because I don't see anybody else. Maybe Monaco, I don't know what they're going to do. But really, most players, the good players, they go abroad because they're going to get more money and more fame. So it's not a good thing for Ligue 1.
How would you deal, Stevie, with unrealistic demands from a manager, like demanding you to do actions that are nowhere near your skill set? Did you have anyone ask you to do anything beyond you felt comfortable with?
I mean, a manager that does that to players...
Don't know their players.
He doesn't know what he's doing. They won't last long. So as long as you're under contract, you're okay. Because a guy who does that, it's only going to end in failure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I personally haven't, no.
Yeah, you agree, Frank, yeah?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I would have come to his office and say, why do you want me to do that? You know me. Get the best out of me, not the worst out of me. Doing that, you're going to get the worst. So it's not knowing me that asking me that. But in the same time, you know what? I didn't sign in Italy, for example, when I was playing because that wasn't the kind of football I loved. I was very offensive. I saw Laurent Blanc being criticized in Napoli because he was very offensive. At the time, the model was Franco Baresi, for example, or Costa Curta, the player very strong defensively, not going above the medium line on the field. So I say no, I don't want to go there because that's not I'm not that type of player. And you have the right to say no, and even you have the right to say to a manager, no, I don't want to play like that. It's not who I am, and I feel that it's not my plan in my career.
I would say, for the manager or the coach, whoever's in charge, it's probably the most important thing that you have to know.
Right.
Is what your players can do.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then you can't... The tactics and everything else goes out the window. So that's why, if a guy doesn't figure out his players, that's why he's going to fail very, very quickly.
Final question. It's a good one for you, Stevie, actually. Does it get weird cheering on Team GB in the Olympics? So in the Olympics, obviously, you don't have England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. You have everyone collectively as Great Britain. And we know
I'm absolutely blank on it.
Right.
It doesn't make any difference.
Isn't that strange?
In the football. And the so you're talking about the Olympics?
Yeah, the Olympics.
I thought you were talking about football.
No, the Olympics.
I'm not even in it, actually. Come here, forget. The Olympics, no, because you grow up shouting for Great Britain.
Supporting the collective.
Yeah.
In
the Olympics.
So it doesn't matter if they're English.
I have a question, guys.
It's weird.
In that matter, Stevie and Dan. Yeah. So let's say that somebody belonging to the Team GB and he's Scottish, and he wins the gold medal. What kind of national anthem you're gonna hear? The God Save the Queen?
Yeah, God Save the King. Yeah, the British national anthem.
Yeah.
Oh, God Save the King. Sorry. Well, that's quite unfair. For me, I'm sorry. In a really neutral point of view, I understand the meaning of it. I know that England rules that and the Commonwealth and everything, but for that matter, I find it quite unfair.
No, we grew up with it.
Yeah, so it's just tradition, isn't it?
Seems normal.
Yeah, it does seem normal. That's true. But I can see from the outside looking in as to why it's a bit different, especially the rivalry between England and Scotland, for example.
Football, though, means nothing to me.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that. Football doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
No, exactly. It's the Olympics. Football shouldn't be there, should it?
Correct.
That is it. That brings us to the end of today's show. ESPN FC returns to your screens tomorrow, as we'll be looking back at Manchester City against Barcelona, which, of course, is our live game tonight. Our coverage starts top of the hour on ESPN.